Good morning. Happy birthday to you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate it, even if it is a bit wet and rainy out here today, in the UK at least anyway. So happy birthday to you. Excuse me. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, I've got a new timer on my phone, by the way. I've forgotten to set it off. There you go. It's counting down from 10 minutes. So hopefully this will keep me a little bit more rigid on my timings. I've just been to Rave Coffee, by the way. Shout out to the two girls who served me in Rave Coffee. I said them I'd give them a shout out if I remembered, and I did. So there you go, Rave Coffee, fantastic. It's a new Saturday routine. I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, to come down here, run past Rave, which is just over there, and then there's this little cut through that goes to Siddington, which is the town over there. Cirencester outside, Siddington that side, and there's this lovely little cut through here, and you can see it. It's a little walk through here. It's fantastic. There's another one, weirdly enough, parallel to it, which is interesting. I'm not sure where that goes. I might go and visit that a little bit later on. And then Siddington is kind of over there across the fields there, but there's another, obviously this bit goes all the way through that direction as well. So anyway, happy Saturday morning to everybody. Remember, every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate life, and it is a wonderful time to be alive, because remember, we looked up the numbers during our conversation. I had a conversation with Monika and Phillipa. The link is in the description, on YouTube, about an hour-long thing talking about mindset, mental health, a bit about the transition from unhappiness to happiness, and how you can achieve that, and how you can take all the steps to do that. Fascinating talk, well worth listening to, I think. Link in the description, as I said. Why was I telling you about that? Because we said something on there, didn't we? Oh dear. I can't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me what it was I was going to say there. Wonderful time to be. Oh no, we were looking at numbers. That's right. The number of people who died. And so the Sadhguru guy had said 1 million people didn't wake up this morning. Now, obviously, COVID times probably is about true. But apparently, in normal times, it was about 200,000. I think it's 100 to 200,000 people die every day worldwide, which actually doesn't sound like a huge amount given the population of the Earth. So I probably need to do some more figuring out on that one. But yeah, anyway, hundreds of thousands of people didn't wake up this morning, and so they are not alive. So you can celebrate the fact that you're watching this, and therefore you are alive, and therefore there's a good reason to be celebrating your birthday, because it's the first day of the rest of your life. There we go. We've been around in circles there a little bit, haven't we? But there are some people whose real birthdays are this day, and because this is the third day in a row I've not been on here, I better wish happy birthday to all of those people from the last 3 days. So 3 days ago, on Thursday, it was Mark, Cheyenne, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Julia Bramble, Pramod from over in India, I assume he's still over there, and Ruth Johnson. Hello Ruth, how you doing? Who I worked with when I was working at NatWest Bank, I think, if I'm right. Back in the around the 2000s actually. Good morning Chrissy, how you doing? Yes, we did the Millennium bug at NatWest. There were problems, and it would have gone wrong if people like me hadn't fixed the computer systems in order to avoid all the problems that could have potentially happened. It's just started to rain a bit more, so I'm going to have to put my hat up a little bit to try and stay myself dry. Hello Di, happy birthday to you Di. Your birthday for, I think, yesterday, or was it today? Today, happy birthday Di today. So yeah, I'll do today since Di is on right now. Was that right? It's Robert Davis, it says. Hello Robert, how you doing? You look the same profile as Di anyway. But anyway, today, Kathleen, who didn't come up on my list of people whose actual birthdays it is, but I had you in my diary, Kathleen, so that's how I knew it was your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Kathleen. Cyndy, Di Evans, who I met on the NLP course in 2014, and Robb Butler. Did I go to school with you, Rob? Is that how I know you? I think it is. Happy birthday anyway, Rob. I think you're at school. I think my brother's year more than my year, though. So anyway, happy birthday to you. And then yesterday, which I also missed out on, happy birthdays to Kate Lawler, celebrity, Big Brother I think she was, not sure why, but she was in my diary yesterday. Not tagged obviously. Don't think I know her as a real person, as it were, in real life. Daniel, Steve Rose, Bianca, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your surname, but it looks Thai, which is quite interesting. Andy Ladley, the lovely Andy Ladley, golfing partner for Utility Warehouse, and Michele Ibbs and Mike Pagan, who does the faffing around, doesn't he? Faffing around thing. Good morning, Latif. How you doing? Yes, so he does a really cool thing about how much time are you faffing today. And Adam David, you call himself Ad David on here. How you doing, Ad? I saw your daughter was growing up massively, wasn't she? Just recently, I think she had a birthday. So anyway, I hope you're doing well in Cheltenham. So happy birthday to all of you people, and we'll do a little breathing exercise like we always do on the beginning of these things. I can't believe I'm 5 minutes in onto this already. I really need to find a better way of doing this. Oh, we were going to talk about the movies in your mind. I really need to do better at these things, don't I? We are in a new place though, so it's slightly off my game. The movies in your mind, we'll talk about that in a minute, but breathing exercise first of all. It's halfway through, might as well do that. What's the one thing you're going to get done today? Light the candle. There you go, clear out your lungs. Breathe in 5 through your nose. Put this hand on your heart, hold it for 5, light your candles, and then blow out your candles. Wish yourself a happy birthday. Blow a kiss to everybody in the world. And think about the thing that you want to achieve today. Think happy thoughts, positivity, and do that 5 times is really good. The rain is really pouring now, you can really see it, can't you? And do it once do it like once an hour or so, and say, what am I going to do in the next hour? What am I going to achieve in the next hour? It's a fantastic process for that. And also will help you with anxiety and panic attacks if you suffer from those at all. Get more oxygen into your lungs, oxygen into your brain, allow you to think more clearly, and so forth. There's a mini meditation as well, if you think about it too. So it's all good that way. Right, movies in your mind. The question is, which movies are you going to play in your own head? This comes from, actually weirdly enough, this comes from several places. I've heard this said a few times in a few different places, but the general thought is that quite a lot of us will play horror movies in our minds about our future. We've talked about this in the past. We've talked about taking things that have happened in the past or things that people have told us in the past and dragging them through the present and then projecting them forward into the future. Projecting a movie into the future. So we're looking at this future movie of things that could happen in my life, could happen in your life. And we're thinking through, these terrible things might happen. And it's basically a horror movie. You're playing yourself a horror movie inside your own head. And why not? Because you have the power to choose, why not choose to have a better story in your head? After all, that horror movie is almost certainly not going to come correct. I mean, all those horror movies you have played in the past, how many of them have actually come true? There's a famous quote from Mark Twain who says, I've lived through some terrible things in my life, and some of them even came true. Which is basically saying that same thing. I've lived through these horror movies in my mind, and some of them actually came true. So you're playing these horror movies about your future, this anxiety about the future that's going on there. And why not just flip that and just make it into a love story or a beautiful drama? Or what is your favourite movie? What's your favourite movie? Make that into your favourite movie. I've recently been watching Chesapeake Shore. I think it's called Chesapeake Shore on Netflix. I got completely overwhelmed into this. I think it was on Thursday. It's probably one of the reasons I didn't do my live yesterday, because I just got absorbed into this program. It's a little life on the shores of upstate New York, I think, just north of Baltimore. I'm not sure if it is New York State, but anyway, near Baltimore, on the shore in America. And it was just fascinating, and I lost myself completely into this world. And as I was writing this morning, I was thinking to myself, that was interesting, because I was actually playing this movie inside my head of this potential future, this not necessarily future, but this world that I created inside my head. And I was thinking to myself, what a beautiful life this would be, living in this little village, little town, and having all these people, these friends around you, and all this little life and so forth. And I was playing this movie in my mind, thinking, what a lovely life that would be. And when I was writing this morning, I was thinking to myself, but I could project that forward and just pretend that that's my life in the future that I would like to have, the future that I would desire to have, rather than playing the horror movie inside my mind that makes me think about all the things that could go wrong, all the things that might go wrong if I do the wrong things, if I make the wrong actions, don't meet the right person, if I end up alone, all that kind of stuff. No, what am I doing? Playing the horror movie. Why not play the good movie, the positive movie, the positive outcome, and with a happy ending, like you do in Hollywood movies. They make the happy ending for you, don't they? But why don't you do that to yourself? Why don't you create that happy ending inside your own head? Because you are the producer of your own movie, and you can choose to make your own movies. So why not do that? As my grandfather always used to say, you create your own heaven or hell. The question is, which one are you going to choose? Do you want to create your own heaven on earth, or do you want to create your own hell on earth? It's your choice. Which do you prefer? Cool. It's just something from the top 10 from this guy, Vushi Thembekwayo. I'm not sure, I've never heard of him before. I think he's a wrestler, taekwondo or something like that, I don't know, weightlifter, I don't know, from South Africa. Anyway, he's got some really cool ideas, which is fascinating to listen to. And he said, when you plant a potato, two people planted a potato in the ground, and one of them watered twice as much as the other one. That potato wouldn't grow twice as fast just because he's watered it twice as much. My counter's just gone down to 10 minutes, by the way, and it's just reset itself and restarted the 10-minute countdown again. So this is cool. This works because I can visualize now the 10-minute point, and then I kind of know that I've already gone over, and now I'm wrapping up, so I can wrap up before it gets down to 5. That'd be kind of cool. Because I need to finish. Anyway, so that potato doesn't grow twice as fast. So you have to be careful about wanting things to go faster than they can physically go faster. You can't learn a skill too fast. You have to take these baby steps. We talked about these baby steps a few times, taking one step at a time, moving forward. And we talked about this on Monika and Phillipa. Sorry, I kept calling her Pippa. Really annoying. I have an ex-girlfriend called Pippa, that's why. And when I kept seeing her name on the screen, it kept on just flashing up. Pippa. See, that's one of those. Remember we talked before about habits and those pathways, the easiest pathway. And my brain was just flipping straight to Pippa instead of saying Philippa, and so it's just easier. I just had to retrain myself to say Philippa instead of Pippa, and I had to repeat it, and eventually I get the hang of it. And that's a little bit like this potato thing. You water it a little bit, give it some food, and eventually it will grow. But you water it too much and it'll die. You try forcing too much on top of it. You're trying to force too much change on top of things. And this is why it kind of always annoys me when people say, how would you like to make $10,000 a month? And you're like, yeah, it'd be nice to make $1,000 a month, actually. That's the first step. You've got to go through $1,000 a month to be able to get 10,000. Now you can accelerate it, and you could get to 10,000 a month in a month if you're really lucky and you have the right training and all that kind of stuff. But typically, most people have to earn the first 1,000. Well, and even if you did that, you still have to earn the first 1,000 before you can earn 10,000, unless you're charging somebody £10,000. But you have to go through it. It's a process. The whole of life is a process, and the question is whether or not what the process is that you want to choose and what do you want to give yourself. Anyway, so that's it. Basically, that's my tip for the day today. What movies do you want to play in your mind? Do you want the good movies or do you want the horror movies? You get to choose. Oh yeah, one last tip, which was from Gary V, about motivation, about feeling positive, which is a bit of a morbid one, and it sounds weird, but this one is valid given what I always say about every day is your birthday. You might die tomorrow. You might not be one of those people who wakes up tomorrow. Sorry, you might be one of those people who doesn't wake up tomorrow morning. So make the most of life today, because you might only have today. I might, on the way home now, I know this is going to sound fairly morbid, I could get knocked over by a bus and killed. A friend of mine did that in London. She was on one of those moped scooter things, Emily, and she got knocked off by a bus and died. And she was 30-ish, thereabouts, and that was the end of her life. Very promising, and I was looking forward to interviewing her on this programme. Life got just taken away from her, and not even her choice either. You got somebody like Caroline Flack, for example, who actually took her life because life was so miserable for her. But Emily had been through that and got through the other side, and she was just starting to feel good about her life. Everything was starting to come together. She got a boyfriend, she was thinking about babies, and then she got knocked off her scooter and died, and that was the end of her life. So make the most of your life, make the most of every single day, because you never know how much longer you've got. I have these little I must wrap up. Stop talking, John. I'm coming up close to the 15 minutes again. Anyway, happy birthday to you all. I've got these little timer things at home, sand timers, egg timer things, and if you cover up the top half of an egg timer, you only have the present here. You have all the stuff that happened to you in the past as it ran through here, and you only have this present, but you have no idea how long the bit above is going on for. So make the most of the time you have. Good morning. Morning. How are you doing? So it's the only downside with this area. People walking past you all the time, which is absolutely fine. But it's kind of weird when you're talking to yourself and recording the video here. Anyway, that's all from me. Send love out to the world. Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Happy birthday to my friend Miriam, whose birthday it is tomorrow. But I'll say a proper happy birthday to her on Monday morning. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye for now.